Hello everyone, Gregtech here, and welcome back to Gregtech New Horizons. In this episode of Season 2, we're going to be working on building a house. You can see I've flattened out a lot of area here. We did a few things in the stream, and that's going to be pretty normal. I'll talk about the new normal here in a moment, but we explored a lot looking for a slime island to the south of the base, didn't find one. And I'll keep exploring a little bit in every episode looking for a slime island. What we did find was another village down here, and they just happened to have a tinker's smeltery, and so I extracted all of the blocks from that just to save us some time with making grout later. So we've got 57 seared bricks, some casting basins, and some casting tables. I'll still have to make some more seared bricks for some other of the pieces, but I mean, all it is just grout, which is sand, clay, and gravel, and water. And especially with the new auto crafting, this will be even faster. So it's not like it's crazy expensive, but it does definitely save you some time. Anyway, I have a couple announcements for the series. Thing number one is there might be some changes coming. So for those of you that are watching from the edited series, I'm not really sure how the future of the edited series looks. There's a few routes that are possible, and I haven't landed on one route yet. Route number one, and these are in no particular order, I'm just listing out the possibilities. Route number one is the edited series disappears completely. I am not interested in continuing this pattern of not being able to stream when I want to stream. I'd rather play the game. And right now, there's a lot of viewership on the stream itself and the live VODs on YouTube after the fact. And so it's very possible that the edited version just disappears completely. Now, that's not my favorite option because I know some of you really like the episodic nature. So then Route 1B is that I no longer edit the streams, but instead I just break down. This is what I used to do for my Factorio series. I would basically do an hour of my stream and I would basically put a starting and ending point, and I would do an intro and then an outro. And then I might do some boring stuff for half an hour on the stream, and then I'd start another intro, and I would basically just do like 1 hour-ish sections of the stream, and I would just upload those directly to YouTube with no editing. No time lapses, no funny business, but I would at least have an intro and outro and a roughly 1 hour experience. So that's option 1B. And that's kind of the low effort version where I still have an episodic YouTube series, but I'm not really putting a ton of effort into it. Option 2, this is part of the announcement as well, is I hire an editor, and I would love to have an editor to work with. The problem is I can't pay a lot, and I don't love that because I don't love the idea of paying someone less than they're worth. But it would work great if it's someone who isn't a professional editor, but is a journeyman editor that is like, hey, that kind of sounds like a fun project for me. I like your streams, and I'd like kind of to do the editing that you're doing to your streams for you and get paid a little bit for it. Like I can pay, and I can also pay some of the, like I'm willing to pay not just a flat rate per video, but also like per view. So that way, as you get better at editing, whoever you are, and you like attract more viewers with your editing, then you get a piece of that, you know, pie, so to speak. But it wouldn't be like a respectable hourly rate that a professional editor is worth. I can't afford that. I don't even make that much total per video, let alone like make enough to pay someone else that out of the money I need to make from my own videos. So like that's just not really possible. So if you're interested knowing that, then yeah, let me know. You can let me know in Discord direct messages. That's probably the best way to do it. Or if you have just some general questions, you can ask me, you know, in the comments on YouTube or whatever. But I am looking to partner with an editor who can kind of do what I've been doing for this episodic series, where you take the stream, you know, which is usually in the 3 to 5 hour range, and you trim it down, keeping the more interesting bits where I'm talking about how a machine works, or we're finishing something in the quest book and that's exciting, you know, or we find something exciting while we're exploring. Being able to mostly just trim out all the boring parts, or time lapse them once in a while with a music montage, you know, stuff like that. So that's what I'm looking for. If you are interested, or you know someone that might be interested who's like getting started with editing, I'm looking for someone with more than 0 experience, but if you have a very small amount of experience, you're probably close to as good as I am at editing. I'm not that great of an editor. So like I'm not looking for someone that has tons of experience. If you are interested, let me know. So that's that announcement. And then, yeah, again, I don't really know what the future of this looks like because, to be perfectly frank, it's not worth my time to spend hours editing instead of just streaming more hours of gtnh. I would much rather be able to stream 4 days a week and have the people that are here live enjoying the process and get more gameplay in than spend a bunch of those hours editing down a stream for the episodic YouTube series. Because the episodic YouTube series is not getting like 5 times as many views or something. If it was, then that might be worth my time. But it's not. I'm getting just as many views, if not more, on the live VODs than on the episodic series. And so it's just from a full-time content creator perspective, I have to weigh my options. And then there's the big part of it. I don't love editing. It's just not my favorite thing. And so when you combine that with all of the other stuff I've already said, it just really doesn't make sense for me to continue doing it the way I've been doing it. I like having the edited episodes. I really do. And I know some people that are watching the edited versions are not super happy that like they might be going away. And so let me know how important they are to you. I could go to the low effort version where I just kind of record an hour of the live stream with no editing. The reason I was more comfortable doing editing with the last series is partially because we were not doing streaming. It was only recorded. And since I could more easily pause the recording and only talk about interest, like I could just play in silence for half an hour if I knew it was something I was going to cut out. But because I'm streaming, I'm doing a lot of talking about interesting things from time to time. And it's way harder to find those moments. And it's just, it doesn't work quite as well to try to like make a great edited experience out of a live stream without putting a lot of time into the editing, which is what I don't want to do and I don't have time to do, and it doesn't really pay to do, like just in terms of my time efficiency. So I don't know if that makes sense. If you have any questions about all that or any comments about all that, let me know. But all that to say, if you know anyone that is interested in being an editor of live VODs and trimming them down, get in touch with me because I'm interested in partnering with someone. But yeah, so all that to be said, in this episode, which I will edit still normally, but starting in the next one, it might look a little different. Again, that's for the future YouTube people. For the people that are here live, I'm going to keep streaming live. That'll be the same. But we're going to be building a house. I did not build a house in the last season. I just built a inside the rock base. And I kind of want to actually have a house this time. So I did some dirt mining and we're going to be trying to be chunk aligned. I've already decided the walls are going to be on the southwest of the chunk. So we'll go along here. And I think I'm just going to do birch planks as my wall. We're going to start with something super basic. It's not going to be fancy. And we'll start with like a 1 or 2 chunk house. And at least for right now, it doesn't have to be perfectly chunk aligned, but I just want it to be big enough to have a bunch of chests. I want to be able to have like some crafting tables and a smelting wall and the basic Gregtech like steam age machines. So, you know, the basic ones. And some of the multis, I might end up needing to make an add-on to the house for the multis. I don't know if I'm going to make the initial house big enough to handle all of that. So that's where we're going. And I'm going to cut this tree down because I think it's going to be in the way. Okay, so birch planks. We're gonna mostly need the sideways ones. Oh, the other thing we need to do is get crop sticks going for birch trees because we're gonna need a lot of birch wood. So let's start with that. Let's start with crop sticks now that I can make them. Uh-oh. What's funny though is I just turned all of my wood into... Hopefully I have more. You know, let's put all the construction materials in there for now. Okay, so then we need a saw. And then we need crop. That's just called crop. And these bad boys are made from 4 of the longwood sticks, and the longwood sticks are made from a file and a saw and a log. And then we can do that, right click, and now we should be able to grab the file. And now I should be able to go Shift C? No, it doesn't like that it was the wrong kind of log. Wait, what? I can't Shift scroll. Maybe it's because I chose a really bad type of log. Yeah, let's do this one, which has like normal Minecrafty logs. And then that might work. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we'll control scroll on. We'll do 4 at a time. And we just lost our file. And I don't remember how to make a file. I probably should put all these tools on favorites at some point. It's a stick and 2 plates, which needs a hard hammer. Our hard hammer is almost broken as well. Alright. Let's make one more. Wait, why is it not making 4? I just had 18 and it only went to 20. Okay, that was weird. Anyway, I think I'll chill there. 24 feels like a good start. And then let's grow these outside the house area. Let's grow them over here. I lost all my tool action. It can be nearby. Where was my chunk border? Oh yeah, we got plenty of space over here. Right click and select new file. If only it were that easy. And I think we were trying to replicate these, so I don't know why I just broke those. That was stupid of me. Get those out of the way. Oats, be gone. Okay, so for bonsais, we're just gonna clear out a little space here. I think we have enough herb gardens at this point. Yeah, that's 6. I definitely already have 2 back home. So we'll dig out a hole right, let's say here. We'll put water in there. And then just for looks, I think it would be kind of fun if we planted a birch sapling on top of the little water square where we were growing birch bonsais. Because then they'd have someone to look up to. That's adorable. How did you get out? Or did you get out? So that gives a 9x9 area, missing 1. That's a total of 80 squares. So how can we do... That right there is 9, 14, oh, 24. Nice. And that perfectly broke the system too, the Madoc. Alright, and plant the bonsais. Hope that weeds don't show up within seconds. And there we go. We got the little guys growing. Perfect. And look, this tree already grew, so that tree can provide light to all. Oh, they're cute. Because I thought I was gonna need different numbers, Dave. That's why. And apparently to frustrate people like you. That's kind of funny now that I look at it. And then I'll do some more verticals here in a minute. But for now, so we'll do a vertical in the corner. Get our chunk border going here. I'll have to move the animal pin from where it is. Though, it might, at least for right now, it's kind of okay, actually. Technically. It looks weird, but it's okay. Okay, so that then is the chunk. It is the one chunk to rule them all. And then this way, there is a center square because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 blocks. So there is a center to this whole thing. I think it's here. No, that's off by 1. I think this is the center. All right, there's 3 tiles, 3 tiles, 3 tiles. Yeah. So then we can have a window in the middle. What if I did... Windows in the middle look a little weird though. I almost feel like we need a window on each quadrant. So if that's the middle, which it is, what if I had a window here? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now on each half. So I could still have a centered, like, column light. The problem is, I don't know if I want a 3 wide window. That's pretty big. Then again, why not? It's not that different. It's a lot of glass later, but for now, we have a better idea for windows. You guys thought I was kidding. I don't know if you did, but I wasn't. Our better idea for windows is taking some shrubs and growing them. We're gonna have berry windows. And it's gonna be great. Also, my berry farm is a complete mess. It's like not flat at all. We could even change the color of our berry windows if we wanted to. And yes, this is gonna take a while to grow, but that's okay. I mean, can I do that and then immediately remove these? I might be able to. This will be a good experiment. We'll see if those grow or not. And I think I will do a square window, 3x3. This feels... Well, it definitely feels wrong to not have it the same on the bottom and the top. That just looks weird. So I either need to switch it on both or neither. Yeah, I think that looks weird. Pointy roof. I don't know about a pointy roof. That's a lot of work to do. I'm also gonna have a second floor eventually. That looks better. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a knot window, and then I think I'll do another window on this one. Just because I need some wall space as well, where I can just put a bunch of stuff against a wall, like a drawer wall or things like that. I hate that you can't grab dirt by middle clicking on a grass block. That is just really funny to me. Okay, we're gonna need a lot of birch. And probably a door somewhere over here. But I think for main, should these be centered or should they be up high? Or should they be like up high and centered? Eventually I'll have glowstone. I think centered actually looks the best. For now. I could always do hanging lanterns and stuff at some point too. Okay, to start, let's just get, and this is gonna be a doorway. Also, when do I get those garage doors? Carpenters, I need iron rings and carpenter's blocks, that's it. Oh, but I need the door, what's the thing called? It's like the door workbench. Door factory. Oh, we're a long way away from that. Okay, never mind. Is it the door factory that I'm talking about? I think that's it. But can I place the garage doors without the door factory still? I just can't modify them? I can't remember. Because the actual garage door, like, blocks, that's from carpenters. This is a different kind of garage door. I'm talking about the carpenters one. So, at carpenters, what's the thing I'm talking about? That lets you modify the door tiles. I don't even see it here. Garage, I need to hydrate. Oh, and the carpenter's pressure plates are player-only activation. That's right. Thank you, Calio. That's correct. Yeah, you just... And the chisel allows you to chisel blocks while attached to a carpenter's block. The hatches must be clicked on the side of a block to place. They can be handy for protecting you from crucible byproducts, aka flux. Okay. So I can just make those now. Should we make a garage door? I think we should. They're kind of expensive. 5 doors from 4 iron ingots. And the problem is these are like kind of a pain in the butt. 8 sticks only makes 2. So that's 16 sticks, plus the wood screws, which is another 4. That's 20 sticks to get 2 carpenter's blocks. All right, are the bonsais done? Check it out, the bonsais are done. And let's see what our haul is for 24 bonsais here. Oh my gosh. See, this is disgusting. Guys, look at how much... This is disgusting. I just got 2.5 stacks of logs in about 10 seconds. And it's probably only been 20 or 30 minutes since I planted these. It hasn't even been that long. I mean, the moment you have a saw and a file, you should make bonsais. That is just crazy. Like, that's so many logs that we just got without having to use durability on an axe, without having to use time to chop down trees. That is a huge time save right there. And they're free, like I didn't have to do anything. I can just grab more. I'll do 1 more vertical. Okay. Sweet. Okay, well now I'm not worried about building the house when I see how many we get from bonsais. That is awesome. so gaming strudel, that's a really good point. So having things not just in one plane is a really important like thing for visual aesthetics. That's gonna hurt. So not just having a flat wall, and I definitely will. The thing that I want is the saw bench. So this allows us to turn things into, they're called strip versus covers versus panels versus slabs. And there's all sorts, there's even hollow slabs. Is that new? The forge microblock? I don't remember the hollow slab existing. So anyway, we can make all these with a saw, which I guess I can already make. So what's the saw bench for? No, this gets us other stuff. This allows us to do like triangle shaped blocks and stuff. Sorry, I can already do the forge micro blocks with a stone saw or an iron saw. I would probably do an iron saw, but the actual shaped blocks, which some people consider, you know, what's the meme? A pathway to abilities that many consider unnatural. The architect saw bench makes some weird shaped stuff. Like, it makes these types of shapes, but even more than these. There's even rounded shapes. Yes, there are. So I kind of want to have access to those types of things to make fancier looks. So for now, I might just go with a big box, but that is not my end goal. Oh god, there's got to be an easier way. You know what? There is. I can just stand down here and go sideways. I also want skylights. Here's a question. Can we skylight the bushes? They are growing. That's amazing. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Skylight. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, skylight. Is that about a good spacing? Because then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 between skylights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skylight. Yeah, that seems decent. If you start with a big box, it's hard to stop having a big box. Words of Wisdom by Alor. And yet I'm going to ignore them. Not ignore them, but just like, I don't want to spend the next 4 streams working on a house, okay? Like, as much as I am taking the Zen Garden approach, I'm still the player that I am, and like part of the Zen Garden approach is doing the things that you have the most fun doing. And for me, building isn't quite my A+ gaming experience. I've learned to enjoy it more over the years between Satisfactory and Minecraft. You know, when I first started playing Satisfactory, I really like was a 0 out of 10 on it. I've definitely grown to be more than 0 out of 10. But at the same time, it's still not like my favorite thing to do. Some people will happily spend 20 hours of gameplay straight working on architecture, and that's just not me. And I'm okay with that. You know, not everyone needs to be the same. But it does mean that, yeah, my bases are never quite going to be top tier. I don't even know if they're going to be mid tier. I'm happy with just acceptable tier. Look, you know, Dave, they say C's get degrees, and it's true. But we're getting there. I mean, we're getting there. Look at this. We got the skylights coming in. We can, while we're waiting for the bonsais to grow, we can actually install the skylights. Let's do that. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the skylight is here. I just love that we're doing shrubs for skylights. Now, this might actually be problematic for the ceiling because they're gonna grow up. Maybe mallowberry for skylights. Hey, why not? Why not pick a new color for the skylights? As much as I say this is temporary, it's still gonna be a while before we're gonna have glass. So yeah, why don't we use a different color? We need better orchards or vineyards or whatever you call these anyway. I don't need to be planting, I need more crop sticks. Yeah, I should probably just make more crop sticks. The thing is though, this is gonna be plenty of birch wood. Maybe it won't, I don't know. I have creosote ovens to run anyway. So maybe I should just make more crop sticks. All right, what was I doing? I mean, let's get rid of the berries I don't care about. I'll keep blueberry. That's what I usually make my whatchamacallits out of. The fruit salads. There's monsters nearby. A temporary solution is the most permanent type. I am well aware of that. I've played enough Factorio over the years to know very well that that's how things go. Okay, so mallowberry. I'm guessing there's something I could do to prevent them from growing up vertically, but I don't know what it is. It might be forge micro blocks, actually. Like I could put strips around this little inner edge to keep them from growing up. So let's do that. So right now we're gonna try to make an iron saw. So if I do @forge, we should see iron saw. And we need an iron saw blade and 3 iron rods. So we're gonna have to grab our tools. I don't need this random bucket right now. And we're gonna have to grab some more iron. And we need a screw. I don't need a screwdriver actually. I think I already have what we need. So iron saw needs some iron rods, 3, and then an iron saw blade. But first 2 iron plates, which is the iron saw blade. I also know that there is a recipe for this. What am I doing? I almost just made the wrong saw. Of course, those don't turn into sticks because they're chiseled. So we need more regular planks. Okay. Anyway, what am I trying to say? I know that there is building better bases. Somewhere in here, there's a free one. Where is the free one, and what do we need for it? Maybe I could just do that first. Better chisel. I'm not gonna be able to do that for a while. It's in here somewhere, I swear. There it is. Oh, I'm doing it. We just need an iron saw. But why is this not unlocked? Requires and important tools. Oh my gosh, if I finish this, it's gonna unlock a lot of things. All right, let's make the wrench real quick. It's just literally 6 blocks of iron. If I type iron, we can hopefully find it. That one. All right, so now quest get, and we get some zucchini bake. And now that unlocks a few of the building better bases. There's even stone lanterns? Interesting. I wonder how much light they make. Huh. Set the I button to only show available quests? No, I don't like that. I very much like to see everything. Most of the time, I guess there are some times where I should turn it off, but most of the time I like to see the whole tree at once. Because there's a lot of times where you like see an icon and you're like, oh wait, how do I get to that? And being stuck on only seeing what's available, I think can actually be a bit of a trap. Okay, so we automatically got the Ore Finder Wand quest. Oh, and we can get a free one. None of these matter for me, so I'll take the loot bag. And we also did zinc gravel. When we were out looking for the Sky Slime Island, I just grabbed some zinc gravel. So we got that quest done too. So we got all sorts of random stuff here. And now we can finish making the saw, because now I have more sticks. There we go. So iron saw, clickety clack. That should finish another quest. No? No quest? Building better bases. Ah, it consumes it, but it gives us a better one. I'll happily take that. This thing lasted me forever before. And now what we can do is we can take our birch wood planks and you can saw them into slabs, and then you can saw those into panels, and then you can saw those into covers, and then you can saw those sideways into strips. So there you go, 48 birchwood strips just from a few planks. And what we'll do is we'll climb up on top of the roof, and I'm guessing that this will prevent the spawn of more mallowberry bushes on top. It's a little tricky to get the... Oh, you know what? We actually can't get the icon there. So I'll just have to put one on that side. You know what? It actually looks better on both sides anyway. Now that I'm here. You can also do the corners. What am I going to do? Again, for aesthetics. And I think that will keep the mallowberries from spawning. And then we can cut into the notches, or nooks, they're called. Look at that skylight right there. That's that's primitive technology right there for you. We're doing an episode of primitive technology. So now we have 6 by 7. That is 42 minus 1 is 41 oak saplings. And we can just right click on everything here. And I don't need to be using the axe. I just happen to be holding the axe. And get huge quantities of birch logs, which then make huge quantities of birch planks, which then I can chisel into huge quantities of smooth birchwood planks. Perfect. Sweet. All right, and then you know what we should also do is get our coke ovens running here. Given that we have large quantities of logs that we're talking about. Keep that running while we're working on the house. Eat some zucchini bake. And back to building. Are these growing? Yeah, these are growing, I think. I think this is working. It's just slow. I will say the ones in the window haven't propagated yet. I am a bit concerned they might not propagate without dirt underneath, which means we'd have to have dirt underneath them for a long time. But it's also just possible that it's really slow. The skylights, thankfully, we don't need to propagate, so they're already good to go. I also feel like we need something different for the corner here. Like a border color. It's the least we can do. Okay, we need a few more nooks for both corners, and then I think we're actually gonna run out here. Birchwood, planks, slab. Now, are these... I have a question. Are these different than these? They are indeed different. Wow, you really gotta pay attention to what's what. Where'd my saw go? Did I just throw it on the floor? Where? No, it's right here. Alright. Boom. Boom. Is that enough? 4, 4, 4, 4. No, I need 16 times 2. That should be enough. Okay, get our corners. I'm actually surprised at how good this little edge looks. Like these little window thingies on the top. I'm very surprised. They just end up looking pretty nice. And once all the plants are full size, it'll look a lot better too. And again, I'm not 100% sure that this will keep them from growing a new one on top, but I think it will. Because how could it not prevent that? Because it's going to occupy the same block, and that just shouldn't be possible, right? Like, I can't put, you know, a block there, so surely it'll keep it from growing. One would think. All right. Phase 1 of the house is kind of done. We've got the skylights installed with their little framing. You know, we could maybe we should do framing for this thing. Maybe that would look good. Would that look good? Definitely. And I'm hoping that these will actually propagate upwards. We'll find out. But we'll find out how that actually happens. And I guess, do these need to be chiseled from the other type of block? Because that does look kind of weird. So do I need to take some of the vertical blocks and chisel those down into strips? I love that you get 32 strips from just a single block. By the way, for those who don't know, this is pro tip time. If you're farther in mod pack than me, what you should do is get glowstone, and you can chisel it down into these strips, and they still provide a full glowstone block of light. So you only need like a few pieces of glowstone to provide light all over the place. It's really the pro strategy. I really cannot tell which one's which. Okay, that's the vertical one. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I could even see myself doing like a dark oak or something, like a different color for that. Look at that. Our windows are a smashing success. Can the micro wall pieces prevent spiders from climbing? I have no idea. I don't know how their logic works, because if it's like stepping on the ground, then no, because you can step over these. So if they're walking vertically, they could step over them vertically, but I don't know how the climbing logic works, so it might totally stop them. In which case, walls would be good enough and you wouldn't need ceilings. What am I doing? Where's the shovel? Right, if it fits, it sits, but that's not the same as like, could it go vertically glued to the wall or not? And it might not be able to. According to Kaliodos, they say it actually does work to block spiders that way. Okay, we'll install more skylights, but I do think we want the full roof going here. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not like an easy way to handle the, I don't think you can put torches onto the micro blocks. It would be so cool if you could. I know, I understand why it can't, but it's like we need a chandelier here or something to bring light down to the ground. But even that's not good enough. I mean, really what we need is the anti-mob spawner things. There are lanterns. We could try making one. There's a bunch of types, but I guess we mainly just want this type is the type we can make. Stone slabs need a saw, stone rods need a saw. So we need smooth stone, saw, hammer, and torch. Let's see how much light they make. So hammer, file, saw, smooth stone, and then we gotta make some rods. Oh, you can make rods as well without a saw. It just makes twice as many. And then we gotta make some slabs. And then we can make some lanterns. Okay. We'll see if we like these or not. How much light do they even make? Where does it show the light level? Is it the RL? I think it's RL 13. Is that true? I think that's what it is. Okay, so that's the same light level as a torch. Then. Oh, you can just place them on the ceiling. Okay, well that makes things a little nicer. Though the problem is, like, light from the ceiling doesn't reach the ground very well. If I put one here, does that... If we did a symmetrical situation. Of course that's not good. See, that's like nowhere near good enough. What if I put a single torch right in the middle? No! I might need floor torches. Oh, fences as a rope to hang them. Now there's an idea. Can you use these? Probably not. Huh? I mean... do one of these situations. Though it's too small for that to look good. You would need a cover on the top part to make it look like it's actually holding it up. In fact, we have smooth stone still in our inventory, so I bet panels are actually just about the right height here, though I'm not at the right height. It's not bad. It's a lot of work, though, for not even a full solution. But because it looks nice, I'm leaving it in, and we're gonna just do torches near the floor for that. Because I like the look of that. It brings a lot to the room, actually. Okay, let's finish out the roof. By the way, Darkness, you were asking what the goal of episode 6 is. It's this. We're doing it. It's making our house a home. Because if you hate where you live, then it really sucks to play. So, trying to make a nice little spot so we can enter the Steam age having a nice house. Oh, that's the other thing, DJ. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Thank you for reminding me that that exists. So, certain blocks, like chiseled blocks, don't let mobs spawn on top of them. That's probably even mentioned in one of these things. If I type spawn and chisel. Oh, it's not like an and search. What if I just type chisel? It might mention it. Basic blocks. Concrete. Oh yeah, here it talks about it. Some of the GT stone blocks will even prevent mobs from spawning on top. Oh. Well, that's not quite the same thing. You can also slab these blocks if you want. Huh. Oh, slime trees are definitely still worth it, Ubel. That we spent the first part of this stream looking for them. Couldn't find any, but that was what I was doing. Do I really have proper torch coverage in here? I guess I do. All right, well, this has been a lot of work. You know, gtnh is no joke, and like this doesn't look like much, but it's now home, and we'll continue doing some things to make it look better. We'll clean up this wall, we'll clean up the floors, turn them into some actual object, and then yeah, I think what we could do is use chiseled stone or something for the floor, so then mobs can't spawn on it, and we don't have to worry about lighting the floor perfectly, which would be nice. So we'll be replacing the floor with something else. Probably some mixtures of chiseled stone. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Or chiseled cobble. One of the two. And yeah, what else did we accomplish in this episode? Well, we got our bonsai farm going, which is great. Can you sprint destroy crops? Well, I have my answer. The answer is yes. Thankfully, we have everything we need to fix our mistake. Anyway, so we got birch tree saplings going, or bonsais going. We're gonna build a garage door for here. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. We got our windows and skylights. We'll probably add another window maybe over there, more skylights here. So we'll be doing all sorts of stuff. But for now, why don't we, I'm gonna have to be done with the episode soon. So what else can we do before the end? We could make our first bronze. We got to get something done in the quest book, right? Let's make our first bronze ingot. So you need 3 parts copper and 1 part tin. So that right there is what you need for bronze. And then you need a mortar to... Oh my gosh, you need multiple mortars, by the way. I've forgotten the recipe. There we go. And then try again. There you go. And then you mix these 2 together like this. And there we go. Our first bronze dust. And then we need to smelt that into bronze ingots, which I guess we need the charcoal powered ones. And then, baby, you got a stew going. Yeah, I think that's probably all the major stuff we're going to do in this episode. In the next one, we'll probably do a couple more things related to the house, but we'll mostly be trying to progress our quest book a little bit. And we'll probably build the Tinker's Smeltery as well, because I did get all those blocks from the village. So we're not going to have to work too hard to do a Tinker's Smeltery, which is nice. And now that we know these propagate properly, I can replace with the blocks. I'm 1 short. Are you kidding me? After all that I've been through, I'm 1. Oh, and it's this one. There's an irony to that somehow, somewhere. I don't know. That's like crazy. Sometimes the numbers just work out like that, I guess. Okay, so at least currently mob spawns are prevented in here. And yeah, we're gonna need a bunch of skylights. For sure. When did I learn about gtnh? I don't know. A few years ago. Thought people were crazy for playing it. Then I thought more about it and thought, maybe I'm actually interested in playing this. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was something like that. Okay, at least all my saplings are in one place. That's what really matters here. Sweet. We got a house. The house is a home. And it will be even more of a home when it has all sorts of machines running. And yeah, we'll mine this part out probably in the next episode. And then, yeah, I mean, past that, we're going to be looking for quest book completion. We're going to get our first bronze boiler, which will bring us into the Steam Age. And we can maybe start thinking towards steel ingots, and the brick blast furnace is the big thing. I don't know when it walks us through that. Because wouldn't that be here? Oh, okay. It's not linked. It just tells you to go build a BBF. So that'll maybe be starting in the next episode. We got lots of stuff to do still. But let's grab our first bronze, and there we go. Quest complete. Quest. Love it. And I think for the future YouTubians, I'll say that's the end of this episode. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.